For News 19, I'm meteorologist Danielle Miller. We have the 5 p.m. update in from the National Hurricane Center, and we have a couple changes that we need to talk about for the Midlands with Tropical Storm Isaias. The first thing to note, Orangeburg and Clarendon counties have been changed to a tropical storm warning. That is not a big change. All it means is that the storm will be here in about 36 hours or less, and you'll have that chance of seeing those tropical storm force winds along with the majority of the coastal regions of South Carolina. Another change to note, a hurricane watch has been issued around the Myrtle Beach area up through about Wilmington, as there's the potential for some hurricane force winds to build along the coast as the storm makes a landfall in that area. So those are the updates to our tropical watches and warnings. Right now, things are fairly calm across the Midlands. This evening, we've had a couple of storms across the area, but overall a nice sunny day, and these storms not really associated with Isaias. It's not until Monday that we'll really start to see that influence in our weather pattern. And here is a look at Isaias this evening, turning off the coast of Florida. You can see it's a fairly lopsided system. A lot of those heavier showers and rain bands are off the coast, whereas just some lighter scattered rain and storms are along the Florida area. So that's the current look at the storm. The 5 p.m. update, winds have increased just a touch, 70-mile-per-hour winds. That makes it a strong tropical storm. It's moving to the north-northwest at about 9 miles per hour, officially located 65 miles southeast of Cape Canaveral, Florida. The track has not changed a ton, which is good news. As we go into Monday, the storm will eventually turn towards the northeast as expected, as still a tropical storm, winds of about 70 miles per hour. To be a hurricane, winds are going to be 74, 75 miles per hour, so we are right on that border of a strong tropical storm to a low-end hurricane, and we can expect to potentially see some more fluctuations in that strength ahead of a landfall. In terms of a landfall, anywhere between Charleston, South Carolina, and Wilmington, North Carolina is still the idea. Generally Monday night into Tuesday morning is the time frame of that. The official forecast has it making landfall as a tropical storm, winds of 70 miles per hour. And while we're here at this image, I want to point out that us in Columbia and here in the Midlands, we're on the left side of the track, which is typically the good side of the track. It means we're not at as big of a risk when it comes to severe weather and those impacts. As you've seen down in Florida, the left side of the path or of the storm not really as strong as the other side. So that's some good news for us when it comes to our location to the center of the storm, which will be somewhere here in this cone of uncertainty. The storm then quickly pushing up to the northeast as a cold front kind of swoops it up and takes it out of our area. So the faster that moves, the better for us, the less rain we have to deal with. Monday morning, when you're waking up, there's that cold front that is eventually going to pick it up. Mostly cloudy skies in the morning, a couple isolated showers starting to pop up around the low country and up in the PD. As we head into the lunchtime hours, that coverage is really going to increase for some of those showers and storms, both from Isaias as well as from the energy coming from these fronts. So we kind of have two systems in play here. Along with all that tropical moisture, it just makes for an overcast, soggy day. We'll keep with that storm chance as we go overnight into Tuesday morning before that system finally gets picked up and moves to the northeast, and then we'll have that cold front lingering just behind. There's the second cold front, so an isolated chance for a shower later in the day on Tuesday, but most people drying out and getting some sunshine in. So we are worried about the rain, not as much for the western Midlands. You guys are under a marginal risk of excessive rainfall, so that is a measure of your chance for some flash flooding. So it's not a zero risk, but it's the lowest risk out of these four categories. The central and eastern Midlands are under a slight risk of excessive rainfall, whereas the far eastern Midlands and coastal regions are under that moderate risk. So we are going to be watching for that potential for some flooding, especially because our ground is so saturated from some of these storms from the past couple of weeks. The severe weather threat is low for majority of our area. It does increase the closer you get to the coast, or if you're up in the upstate, there's actually a marginal risk up there because of that cold front. So generally speaking, strong winds are going to be the biggest concern. Down along the coast, there's a low-end tornado threat, but here in the Midlands, I think our severe risk is fairly low. So our impacts really, the biggest one is going to be that rainfall, about ½ an inch to maybe an inch areas west, 2 to 3 inches areas east. Of course, if you get under some of those heavier rain bands, you can expect a little bit more. Winds gusting 20 to 40 miles per hour, 20 more so here in the central Midlands, 40 miles per hour where those tropical storm warnings are in place. And that severe weather threat for tornadoes or other types of severe weather, it's low. It's It's not a zero, so we're going to keep our eyes on it, but it is fairly low and not looking like a great possibility. It is summer in the Midlands and across the northern hemisphere, so we are continuing to track the rest of the tropics as well. We have this system out in the Atlantic. It's a couple hundred miles to the northeast of Puerto Rico, and it's looking fairly organized this evening, so there is the potential that this could become a named storm or at least a tropical depression over the next day or two. About a 60% chance of development over the next 5 days. So not the concern for us right now, but something we are definitely going to keep our eyes on. The 7-day forecast shows Isaias, that is our big concern for Monday. Again, those scattered showers and storms throughout the day, overcast skies, waking up at 75, climbing to about 85 in the afternoon. By the rest of the work week, we are looking like nothing happened, just that back to the pattern of heat, humidity with daily afternoon showers and thunderstorms.